Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Okay. Yes.
All right. Okay, so go to your VM. Welcome to today's class. So today we are going to be working on configuring group policy. Okay. All right. So do you have your notes there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so go back to your notes on your group policy and tell me one or two things about it, because I know you don't take when we don't when we had that training. So
Okay.
open your notes. Tell me one or two things about your group.
Save is a powerful admin tool that is used to enforce various types of settings to a large number of users on computers.
So what? Sorry, there's
Sorry,
so much surrounding noise there. Can you
there's
hear
no
me read?
noise here, sir. I said hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I said you what you showed on your PowerPoint there was said it's a powerful admin tool. It is used to enforce various types of settings to a large number of users on computers.
Okay.
And we have various that are used and they are used to apply security settings, manage desktop application settings, deploy application software, manage folder redirection, and configure network settings.
Okay.
Yeah. There's also scope of the GPU, sites and
Okay.
domains, and organizational units.
Okay.
And there's local GPU, site link GPU, domain link GPU, and looking link GPU.
Okay.
Child link GPU. Yeah. I just great things on just down.
Okay, so that's all you can remember, right?
Yeah.
So that's all you can remember. At least you tried now.
Yes.
You have some notes. So now go to your server manager. So which user are you using? Which
I'm
user
using
did you
Naya.
use? Naya is okay
You said
now,
I
at
should use
least.
Naya.
Naya is okay.
I'm on that.
Though you have putted Tosin to admin. So but let's keep using Naya. You understand? So which means that you can somebody else with that credential can also sign in. Did you get? Hello? Hello, Naya, can you hear me?
Okay. That's how I put the charger used to be. That phone used to have it. Not the charger, it's maybe the phone. That's why all these things is actually Chinese. Now,
Can you hear me now?
all these things are Chinese.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry,
I'm
because my
hearing
network.
I'm hearing some background noise there. Are you sure? Okay, so now you are in your server manager. So go to tools and select group policy management. Go to tools and select group policy management.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. I've selected it.
Okay. So that is the starting point from your starting point from your what's it called now in your group policy management.
Okay. Forest.
Look at it very well. Study it very well. What can you see?
Okay.
What can you see? Tell me what you can see.
Forest and
So what?
Naya.com domain.
So what's your forest? What's your forest?
Naya.com.
Okay, remember when you were creating forest then? So your and the forest is like the one that is like the mother of all domains where you put all your domains into. So if you create another domain now, hmm, if you create another domain now, it will be inside this forest. Do you understand?
Mm, okay, it should be inside this
Okay.
Naya.com.
No forest. Now, so there's an arrow beside that forest. Just check on that arrow.
Okay.
Have you gotten a mouse now?
No, no, I have to get to the computer village. I'm not going to Ikeja.
Okay. So maximize this good policy management.
Okay.
Maximize the screen. The screen. I mean the tab. Okay.
I should maximize it. I've done it.
You have done it now. You have done
Okay.
it. So study what you have here. So under your domain, what do you have there? Check domain, check sites, group policy modeling, group policy result.
Group policy.
Open your domain. Let's see what you have there. Use the arrow
I
beside
shall
it.
be click on the
So can you see that you only have one
so
domain? So inside of your forest,
okay.
you have your domain, right?
So
Can you see the hierarchy now? Please understand that hierarchy. It is very important to you. So inside your forest, you have what and what do you have there as an hierarchy?
what should I do now?
Can you hear what I said?
Yes. Maybe I should understand the hierarchy.
Okay, so I said inside forest, naya.com, that forest naya.com. What and what do you have under it? I want to know if you understand the hierarchy.
What I have under it.
Mm-hmm.
Site, group policy modeling and group policy.
No, you only have two things. Check your arrow now.
Okay. Default domain, domain controller, HQ lab, site lab, group policy update,
So drag
data
that thing so that you
DBO.
can see it very well. What's going on? You cannot drag it. Don't worry, leave it if you cannot drag it. Cancel that thing. It's the laptop hanging.
Ah, this one. Okay, it's
So
okay.
bring your arrow down now and drag it. Don't go and be dragging where you can be pressing things. Not there. Just down. No, here, yeah, drag it. It's okay like that. Okay, so this is where we are actually going. You are going to default domain policy. And then you've already opened your default domain policy. So understand that your default domain policy is inside your naya.com, and your naya.com is under your domain, and your domain and your site, both of them are under forest. Can you see now?
Yes, sir.
Can you see now? So now you have opened your default domain policy. So go through your default domain policy, check the scope. Can you see the scope now is talking about Naya? Can you see links? Display links in this location. Can you see Naya.com?
Yes.
Can you see Naya.com? Take your cursor to the Naya.com. Click on it. You see different scope.
Is it up?
No, no, not that one. The one up. The one up. Not that one.
The
No.
forest.
Where they wrote links. Display links in this location. You see Naya.com.
I can't see them. I can't see the center.
You can't see what?
Hello.
You can't see what? I can't hear you. Can you speak up,
You
please?
said displayed link. Hello.
Can you see where they wrote links? Can you see where they wrote links?
No, I can't.
You can't see links.
Displayed links. Okay.
So click on Naya.com. Please just be careful the way you are clicking. Are you sure your cursor is okay like this? I don't want you to start to be careful what you click so that there's some things you don't need to start all over again. Just be careful how you click. So now, can you see now? Can you see the scope? Your scope can be just on one domain, which is Naya.com. It can be on all of sites. That is, you have different .com. Then you can have the entire forest. So the idea is when you deploy a group policy, where do you want it to affect? Do you want it to affect just one company? Naya.com is just one company. If you have other sites, you have, other companies, or you want it to affect all entire forest. You understand what your forest is already,
Yes, sir.
because your forest has all the domains inside. Do you understand the idea? So go to
Yes.
details. You are in scope now. Go to details, check settings, check delegations, you know, click on details. So your domain is naya.com. The owner of the domain is Naya. You understand? So he's saying that the owner of this domain is Naya. If you have signed in with Tosin, he can't say you are Tosin is the owner, because it was Naya as a user that promoted this domain to a domain controller. Okay. So when was it created? Look at the date, 13th of June. Was the day you created it, turned this into a domain controller. You understand? So now, the day you created this thing was the day this default domain policy was created. If you remember when I was teaching you about GPU, I told you there are two types of storage, database in your server. You are telling me the two types.
Hello.
I asked
So
you a question.
your,
No.
I don't know, your microphone is shaking. Right.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yeah.
So I said there are two types of database in your server, in your Windows server, where objects and stuffs are kept. So what are the two types of the name of those databases where objects are kept?
Objects or how
Yes.
they are stored.
Is that what?
So I'm looking by objects.
Please, can you speak to your earpiece or whatever you're using? I can't hear you.
Sorry, what do you mean by? I don't understand your question, sir. Sorry.
Okay, so when you create any objects in your database, when you create any objects in your Windows server, they are kept somewhere within the machine. That space, what is it called?
Okay. Space, space they are kept. You said since ball and MTBS.
Yes, clap for yourself. My IT guru, my IT guru. So if you remember, I now told you the day we were working on GPO, I now said when you create any GPO, any group policy, so where do you think your GPO are kept? Let me break your bubbles now.
Just stored in six ball.
Because you can see this volume here, Abby. Yeah. Is it because you can see
No,
this
no,
volume
I've
of
never.
the
You know even said that. I remember that's what you said, and I wrote it down.
they are stored they are stored in the sixth volume. Okay. So I just want you to know that once you know that by heart, nobody can be boboing you. You understand the idea. So of course this like now this information is telling you that the day you promoted, remember that day, the day you promoted this VM to a domain controller, remember how we promoted it, that you put it, you give it a password, you broadnier.com, and then you deploy ADDS. Do you remember that day? It was 13th of and then so now that was when this group policy was created. It's default, that is all server must have it. So whatever that is specified in this place must be must everything any computer, any user, any whatever created in this server must carry this thing. Do you understand? Because it's default. So click on
Yes, sir.
your look at the GPU status. You see it's enabled. Can you see the GPU status? It's enabled. Can you see that
Yes.
you cannot disable it? Can you see? That's why it's grayed
Yeah.
out. So
Cannot.
you can't disable this. It cannot be
Yeah.
disabled. So then look at the unique ID. Like I told you when we were looking after our FSMO. Remember your FSMO?
Yes, sir.
Your FSMO. So anything you create inside your server, they will have a unique ID. Your SID. Remember your SID. So
Yes, sir.
okay. So click on settings. Okay, it's generating report. Okay, so here everything you can do some settings here. But we are not doing now. Go to delegation. Go to delegation. So
After.
here now you have authenticated user, domain admin. Your name kept you know kept appearing. Enterprise admin. Enterprise domain controller. System. So there's a whole lot. There's something I want us to do that came to my mind now, just to play around it. So minimize this your GPU. Go to your main server. Bring
Okay.
up your users and computer. Just click on it. Go to Tosin. You know where Tosin is now. Okay, double
Which
click on
program?
Tosin. Double click on Tosin. Double click on it. Okay, there's something I want to teach you here. You know, Tosin is your staff. He's also an admin. You understand?
Yeah.
Do you get? So let us assume that everybody works 8 to 5. You understand? In your workplace.
Okay.
So once they get to work, they will be able to sign in into their workspace, right? When it's 8 o'clock. So when
Yes.
it is 5 o'clock, you don't want to pay extra time. What do you do?
You assign a good policy that by 5 every system will shut down.
Do you understand? So you can do something like that,
Mhm.
okay? But you can do
Okay.
something like that. But you can do it for individual too. You can do it for individual. You can do it for individual. So go to
So what do you mean individual? Like the PCs in the
individual.
company,
Individual means like a usual
the
user,
computers in the company.
like no individual users like those. You know that this computer you are using now, this VM you are using, Tosin also have access to
Mm.
it. Hope you know.
Yes.
So Tosin is also a user on this VM. You understand what I'm saying? You know we don't have multiple VMs, so we are using this one VM to practicalize everything we are doing. You understand? So just assume that,
Okay.
of course, you are inside the server, but this person Tosin can also access this server. Let's say he's also doing some
Yes.
cybersecurity job there, or he's doing some database
Or
there. You understand? So once he logs in, what you are the server administrator, so your work is different from his work. But you don't want him to, you now want to control how he's going to be logging in. You understand? So you want him to be working from 8 to 5. You understand the idea?
okay.
So go to
Yes.
account. Okay. So what can you see there? Log on hours. Can you see that log on hours?
Yeah.
Mm. Can you see log on to? Click on that log on to. Let's see what's inside there. Okay. So in computer name, type the computer name BIOS or domain. This user can log on to all computers. The following one. So did you see? Can you see this now? Did you see that all log on? So if you have, you are giving this person an administrator role,
Right.
administrator rights. So can you see how many computers can this guy log on to?
All computers.
All computers. So you can imagine. So that means because one is an administrator role, but so just cancel that.
Okay. I don't need. I'm not going to leave it at all computers.
So we don't have other computers joined to this server now. Do you get what I'm saying? Hello,
Okay. Okay. Yes, sir.
please. I need you to concentrate. Please, can you hear me?
I'm, I'm not hearing you clearly. I'm struggling to hear you.
Okay,
Your mind is shaking. I'm concentrating. I'm not talking.
okay. So I'm saying that this person has the ability to log on to all computers. But remember that this server, we have not joined any computer to it. The only computer we have here is Naya VM, right?
Okay. See, how do we join other computers if you want
Don't
to
worry,
join them?
we'll join them. When we get there, you join them. Just be calm. That is why I'm making sure that you are the one practicalizing it. Have you seen me share my screen? Except if I'm doing PowerPoint. Hmm?
Okay.
You understand? So that your hand can be strong. So now click on log on hours. So what is today?
Wednesday.
What's today?
Wednesday.
Today is
It's
Wednesday. What time are we?
8:30.
This is 8:30 now. Okay, good. Well, I want us to do something. Okay. So press cancel. Or no, leave it like that. Just leave it like that. Leave it. Go to your window machine. Your window search. Go to your window search.
Okay.
Yeah, bring up your RDP. Click on RDP. Move desktop now. Just click on that. What do you have? Okay, so copy this number now. That 104.4131. You can see it up there. Copy it there. The IP address of this person. But remember that you are inside this machine and you want to RDP inside this machine. Is it not
Remember
amazing?
what? Sir?
Remember that you are inside this machine and you want to RDP inside the same machine.
Okay. Okay.
Is it not amazing? Press connect.
I pressed it. Sir.
Use Tosin's credential.
Who will be the user?
Use Tosin's credential. Àwọn jáde ìpèdè ọtí ṣiṣẹ́ báyìí o so wọ́n tààpù rẹ̀ láti orí kìíní direct láti orí transformer direct so wọ́n ní kí n ṣe máa yẹn náà bọ̀ wọ́n bóyá bá ti padà bọ̀ wọ́n wá lè explain fún yín dáadáa ìgbà tó máa wá táwọn padà wá wáyé sí gbọ̀ngàn fúnra wọn láti lè jẹ́ kí ìpèdè ọgbọ̀n máa ṣiṣẹ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan tó dúró ìgbé báyìí 570 ló wà bẹ́ẹ̀.
Hello.
Hello? Can you hear me? It's not connecting. Just a
Yes,
minute.
I just
Give me a minute. Hello? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, brother. You are audible.
Oh, how are you, sir?
I'm very fine, thank you.
How's work today?
Really fresh.
I think I lost this other girl.
Okay.
Just a minute, sir.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Kaude, you can share your screen now.
Okay, share my screen.
Yes. Oh, you are using mobile to join us.
I'm using mobile. I just came in now, so I just
Okay.
came in now. So I'm
I
powering on
think.
my.
Okay.
Mm,
I think our network is.
okay,
Mm,
okay. I just came in now. My WhatsApp on the system is connecting. It's loading.
yeah. Okay.
Connect where
So,
the
no problem.
where the okay, all these. Okay, let me just log in. Will pick me from there. Will pick me as I am. Oh, Jesus.
I hope you are able to learn something from this class, sir.
But this week has been it's an amazing week.
It is well.
At least I'm getting the like this one you just explained now. I think I'm getting it because at times when in the office the system will just automatically log you off. So
Yeah.
I now understand the rationale behind it.